and welcome. You have tuned to Pambazuka TV Online. My name is Enoch Noel, and behind the camera there is Fran Onet. Once again, we welcome you to Pambazuka TV Online, and we are so glad that today we are back on the air, and we appreciate for your time. And once again, we thank those who are subscribing on our channel and those who are viewing and like on our channel. We want to let you know that you are appreciated, and we thank you once again. So today we want to take a time again to review on what has been going on around the world, starting from the US from the beginning when since George Floyd was killed by the police. So this, as it's been seen around, it has caused so many protesters around the world. But remember, even though George Floyd was killed by the police, we again have witnessed other more killings by the police again. So the killing in the US for killing black people, it's not over yet. This has attracted so many thousands and millions protests against this brutal killing by the law enforcement who are supposed to protect people. This killing, it doesn't start today. Let's go back. Colonization of Africa, slavery in Africa. So the killing doesn't start just from the George Floyd. It started from the slavery and colonization. Many African, people were, enslaved, go to work in the farms in the US and in so many part of the world for free. So even though the black people, they worked so hard for free, and some of them they lost their lives for free, but up to now in the 21st century, black lives, it doesn't matter. They are gunned on the street by the police. They are mistreated, and so this doesn't start today. But we, human beings, we just pretend like it's normal, nothing going on. So as I said, going back, the black people did not start to die today. They started from long ago. So this is why we decided to be reflecting on this. For example, I was reading the news from Belgium, from the AFP. Once again, the king of Belgium apologized to Congolese for having been committed inhumane actions against the Congolese. Remember, during the slavery and the colonization, the king of Belgium, King Leopold, killed 10 million Congolese. Some of them beheaded their arms, and he killed them anyhow. So if this was many years ago, and still the African is invalid, African is not important, especially to the Westerns who enslaved them, colonized them. The Africans, they still have no justice. So after the 10 million lives of Congolese, see, the Belgium still takes the role to apologize, to regret about the inhumane actions which were against the Congolese people. This would be the same as, in the US, instead of shooting the black people on the street, they should be taking the same step as Belgium. They should be taking responsibility as other many countries like Switzerland and many others, which they realize or which recognize the brutal killing and slaves and the colonization which they brought to Africa. So that's why once again, this killing, it's not for it didn't start today. But let's quote from someone who wrote about George Floyd. when George Floyd was put down, and white people are bad, but I'm saying they are those bad ones. They are those who mistreat, black people, who don't respect black people. And once again, I just want to thank Pastor Matt, who is the member of the Green Acres Baptist Church. When he saw the protest and the way George Floyd was killed, he came out. He condemned it strongly. He said that as a white man and a pastor of the church, he thinks that if he doesn't speak that out, he said that many religious leaders, they don't come out to speak about this brutality because they think that it's political controversial. But he disagreed with that, which is true. I also want to thank Pastor James Park. He also condemned this brutal killing. As mentioned from the beginning, long ago, black people have been mistreated. Black people have been, treated badly by these bad white men. So this is why, once again, following an example of Pastor Matt, I would call all the religious leaders, call upon them. This is not political controversial. This is injustice about black. This is, I don't know how to call it, but it's way too bad for the black people. So the religious leaders, we call upon them to come together to defend the black lives in the Western world. Come together. Can you imagine if one of your church members is gunned down by the law enforcement who's supposed to protect them? This is why, once again, this is nothing to do with the political controversial. This is injustice. And we should all come together and try to advocate for this injustice, try to defend these defenseless black people, try to support these people who have been killed through slavery, colonization, and up to now in the 21st century, they are still being killed, innocent, and did nothing. Once again, let's step into Pastor Matthew's step and Pastor Jameson Park's step to avoid this so-called political controversial, but to see the potential of the human being or the potential of black people. Let's come together, be the voice of these black people. Let's come together and support them in any way to make sure they find the justice. As I said, the AFP released again a letter apologizing to the Congolese government, the way the King Leopold killed 10 million people, and the way the Belgians mistreated the Congolese people. I think it would be very important for the entire West to feel responsible and to come and apologize to what they did to African, or what they did to black people back in Africa at the time of colonization and the time of slavery. This is why, once again, I call upon you to come and defend the Africans, because they are at risk, they are in danger. So once again, remember this: if you are not part of the solution, you are part of the problem. So as Christians, church leaders, and other many groups around the world, if you can't be part of the solution to solve these black people's issue, you are part of this. You are part of the problem. So be the part of the solution, but don't be part of the problem. Once again, we call upon you to come together to save the black lives, people, black lives. Once again, this was a short video, and once again, to appreciate for your time, remember to like, subscribe, and share. This was Pambazuka TV Online. My name is Enoch Noel. Behind the camera was Fran Honette. Once again, we appreciate all and want to say ciao.